What's up, guys? I'm back. Do It All Garage. I'm going to go ahead and say, if you don't want to hear me gripe for a few minutes, go ahead and watch something else because I'm fixing to gripe. I'm getting really fed up with people, that contact me from my Facebook classified ads and Craigslist and stuff like that. For those of you who don't know, I live about, I don't know, maybe a half hour north of Houston, Texas, and I've got a 1985 Yamaha Tri-Z 250 three-wheeler. It's pretty rare. You can find 1,000 Hondas before you find one of these. So, in my opinion, that ups the value a little bit. Not a lot, but a little. And anyway, I've come to the point I've mentioned in a few of my other videos where I need to sell off some things to pay some bills off and accomplish a goal that I want to accomplish. And it's become necessary to sell off, most of my bikes, if not all of them. And so I've sold a few of them, no major hiccups there. Still had a bunch of idiots, contacting me about them, but they eventually sold. But for some reason, with this Tri-Z, these people call me. I put everything in the ad that is wrong with it, or whatever parts it needs, or what needs attention, what doesn't work, what's good about it, everything. And they'll call me or message me on Facebook or whatever. Oh, does it run? Is it ready to ride? What all does it need? That sort of thing. That's super aggravating, but you can just kind of, ignore that. But I had two guys, probably, I don't know, right at a month ago, I'd say. One of them said he was on the way to come buy it. And I brought it with me to work. I had it in my truck. I told him, I'm going to be at work for 10 hours. You can meet me there anytime. And he did not show up. And he didn't call. He didn't message me, text me, anything. He just didn't show up. I messaged him back. I called him, texted him. Didn't hear from him. He's too chicken, I guess, to respond to my texts. It's super aggravating. Then, probably a day or two later, I had another guy, and he wanted to trade me a Yamaha Banshee that was in really good shape for my Tri-Z. And the Banshee was worth more money, but he wanted the Tri-Z because he'd never had one and always wanted one, and it's super rare. So he said he was wanting to do the trade. I said, all right, man. The last guy was a no-show. I'll meet you at my job. Come on up. He was probably an hour away from where I work, and he literally messaged me and said, I'm leaving right now. I just want to be sure you're going to be there and the bike's going to be there when I get there. I said, I've got it in the back of my truck. I'm at work. Come on, bring it, He did the same exact thing the first guy did. Did not show up, didn't call, didn't let me know he wasn't coming anymore, nothing. So, usually, if you're familiar with that sort of thing, you can renew your ads so they'll go back to the top of the list and more people are more likely to see them, that sort of thing. So I got pretty aggravated with it. Hadn't given up on it, so I left the ads on there. I just quit renewing them. And I figured maybe if a serious buyer is looking for that particular bike, they'll go online and do a search, and that's the one they're looking for, and maybe I'll narrow the market down to some, buyers that have more potential to buy it, because that's the specific bike they're looking for, not just a bunch of idiots that, they have no idea what the thing is or how to work on it, or, what it takes to maintain them or anything like that. And they just want to ask you a bunch of stupid questions. So anyway, I left the ads on there, long story short. So I had another guy, he messaged me today. He said, I want to come buy it. I'm in San Antonio, about 3 hours away, and I want to drive out there and come buy it. I said, okay, man. But I'm going to tell you right now, the last two guys that said that didn't show up and didn't call. It really ticked me off. He said, no problem, man. I said, this is the price I want for it. If you're bringing less money than that, you're driving out here for nothing, because I ain't taking less. I'm letting you know right now. If you don't want to buy it, once you look at it, that's fine. No big deal, but don't bring less money. So he said, okay, man, I'm on my way. I'm leaving San Antonio right now. So I wait around for this guy, plan my whole Sunday, around meeting with this guy. I was going to have to drive over to my storage unit and meet him over there. And he calls me around the time he's actually supposed to be showing up in my town where I live, and says, hey, yeah, I changed my mind, man. I don't want it anymore. Okay, man. Cool. So, like I mentioned in some of my earlier videos, if someone calls me and does something like that, I log their number in. His number got logged in. We will never do any kind of business again. I don't care if it's for $1 or $10,000. It will not happen. You burn me one time, that's the only chance you're going to get to burn me. So I hope he doesn't want anything that I'm selling from now on. It just really freaking aggravates me. And if you're going to do that, then... So anyway, like I was saying, I know people aren't perfect. I'm not perfect. I'd never claim to be. People make mistakes and things like that. But I also know that if your word is no good, you're no good. Okay? If you can't keep your word, then don't go calling people, man. Don't waste people's time. People have things to do. They have jobs, families, chores to do, just things like that. Just don't do it. You have no business contacting anybody unless you're a serious buyer. So anyway, that's my little rant for today. What has crossed my mind is the next time someone calls me about this thing and says they want to come look at it, what I'm thinking about doing is telling them, if you want me to plan my day around meeting with you on this bike, especially this particular one, I'm going to need you to send me a $50 non-refundable deposit through PayPal, and I'll plan to meet with you. And if you can't commit to that, I ain't got time for you. I'm really tired of people jerking my chain on this freaking bike, man. So I know it'll sell eventually. If I keep at it, I know someone will buy it, but I may just end up selling my other bikes and keeping that one. I don't know. I really want to keep it, but we'll see what happens. But I'm seriously thinking about requiring a deposit if somebody wants to come meet me and look at it, because it's getting pretty ridiculous. So if you're one of those people that do that sort of thing, don't watch any of my videos, unsubscribe from my channel, and I hate you. Stay tuned. I got a lot more to come. Thanks for watching.